Hello my fellow crafters, welcome to my channel. Happy New Year to everybody, good to see you all. Yeah, 2023 already, can you believe it? It's going by so quickly. And it's time to announce the prompts for 2023, because we're gonna have a prompts challenge in the ECD Planners and Journaling group. And it's gonna be a challenge like we did last year. Last year we had two separate ones, one for the planners, one for the journals. And this year it's going to be combined, hence the name changed, and it's gonna be called Journal Together. Journal Together, that is the theme for the prompts for 2023. Now, how is it going to work? It's going to be quite simple. Every month, on the 1st of the month, someone will announce the prompt for that month. It will be done with a small video, like I'm doing today. I'm going to be the first one to launch it. So every month, someone else will launch the prompt for that month. We're going to tell you all the prompts for the whole year, but we're just not going to tell you which month they are. So it's part of the fun. And so you can use them in your planner, you can use them in your journal, you can use them anywhere. Now, how does it work? When you have finished your prompt, make a picture and place it in a special folder that I'm going to make in the group. So there will be a folder called Prompt January or something like that. Post your picture in there, and then when you posted your picture, place a comment below, a smiley, your name, whatever, because then it will show up in the group and people can give it love, which is always nice, right? So post it in the folder so we can always look back and have fun looking at the different makes, but also comment below your picture, then it will show up in the group. So that is a bit of the technical bit. Don't make your own folder. Because if you do that, we will delete it, because we want to keep the group quite clean. So wait for the folder to be made by or Esther or me, because otherwise it'll be a mess in the group. So that's that. So let's have a look. Let's switch cameras, because it's going to be fun. Now, last year I did the prompts for the planner. So I used that to make my dashboard for every month. So this was the first prompt. I can't remember the exact prompts anymore, but I think it was collage. So this was the first one I did. Then February it was texture paste. So I made this one. And then in March I made this one. I can't remember what it was. It was vintage, I think, or I can't remember. But anyway, I loved doing that. Every month I made a different prompt. But on the same time, I did the prompts from the art journal group. That is this little one. So let me quickly flick through it to give you an idea. January was corrugated cardstock. This was texture paste. This prompt was fabric. This prompt was watercolor paper, or watercolor, can't remember exactly. This was just me fiddling. Then in May it was burlap. Then it was paper bag, so I used the paper bag to make the page. This was cheesecloth. Cork, I think it was. Oh no, acrylic paint. It says it here, David. It says it here. Acrylic paint. Old book paper, so I used old book paper to make this page. This was linen, so I've used a linen bag, cut that up to make this page. Lace for November, and lastly December was wool, and I made this page out of it. So a nice chunky journal it became. This was just a quick flick through to give you an idea of what it can look like, and it's really fun to go through. So whether you use a planner or you use an art journal, you can join in the fun. Use it for your dashboards or any pages. Now, these are the prompts for 2023. It's gilding flakes, playing cards, Easter, leaves, tea bag, embossing powder, pastel colors, love, bright colors, rainbow, black and white, and vintage. So these are the different prompts for 2023. And today I'm going to be announcing the first prompt of the year, which is for January, and I'm going to make a page in my planner, or not in my planner, in my journal. Got myself confused now. And the prompt for 2023 January is vintage. So I'm really looking forward to your makes. Esther is as well, Else is as well. We're really looking forward to what you make with all these different prompts. As I said, the first of the month, we will announce all the prompts for that month. So join in the fun, post your pictures in the group, in the separate folders, comment on your own picture, and we will see it all. Now let's dive in and make the first prompt of January, vintage. But first, let me see what we're going to do today. I've got some ideas, not set in stone yet, but I'm going to use this one, Morning Letters, the CS165. I'm going to use different stencils. I'm going to use this girl, I think, from the Floral Girls, the CS169. And I'm going to use the base page from the 1783 Floral Insert, which is the base page for the normal TN. So for my TN, I'm going to be using this beautiful moss green TN, brand new, just out of the packaging. So don't throw these away. These are very handy to keep your bits and bobs and little cuts that you prepare, to keep them in there. So don't throw that away. So this is an all brand new TN. It's completely empty, but I love the color, I love the gold. So for now, I'm going to leave it like this. I don't know, I might do some embellishments, but I love it as is. So that's going to be my journal. Oh, I see now, it matches the color. That was not planned, but hey, it's fun. So I've got my base paper here. Base paper is very thin, but it's lovely paper, and it is Tomo River. Beautiful paper that is. It's very thin, 52 grams, but it works. It works well with the things that I'm doing to it. So yeah, that will give less bulk in my planner. It doesn't look like much now, but it will be fun. It will be fun. So let's dive in, shall we? So I'm gonna start with using different stencils on my page. I've got my frayed burlap in the archival ink. I'm going to use archival because over that I'm going to be working with all sorts of sprays and other inks. And archival ink is a dye ink, but it's water resistant. So it will not budge or move once I use that. So let me get started by placing my stencil on. And I'm just gonna go over this, giving a bit of structure to the page, to the paper, like that. And I love how you can layer these stencils and get some, depth already just by layering different stencils using the same color. So this is archival ink, as I said, that's water resistant. Now you can clean your stencils very easily just by using a bit of alcohol, and it will be clean because it's not water reactive. You can't clean it with water. Makes sense, right? So I've got a piece of lace here, which I want to color, and I'm just going to try that with the spray stain from Distress. So I'm going to put my paper to the side, to a safe place. I'm just going to spray that beautiful lumberjack plate, that's the name. I'm going to let that soak into my lace. It's just the normal ink stain. I'm going to combine that with a bit of Lindsay's spray in, I don't know the colors, I don't know where to find them on the packaging, I've been looking for them. That will make it a bit more crunchy. And why I'm doing this now is that needs to dry. So next I'm coming in with a bit of this flat Pabio. I'm just gonna spritz that on there and wet that. I want that to run over the page. I'm even gonna take some off. So I'm really soaking this paper. helping the color along with my fingers. And then I'm going to dry that. So I'm really going to build up layers of color. And put on another layer really in the center of the paper. That's where I want the darkest. So I'm taking a brush, just helping that along. And while I'm drying, I'm just picking up some of the puddles that are on there that I don't want to be on there. So this is already giving my paper a really nice look. I love that. So next I'm coming in with Lindy's Moon Shadow Mist. I've got two of those. And this is the color Tawny Turquoise. And that's the one I think I'm going to use. So I'm just gonna shake that up really well and spray that again in the center. Spritzing a bit of water on there. And then I'm coming in with the Moon Shadow Mist. And I'm going to dry that again. And while it's drying, I'm taking my brush and pulling the color out a tiny bit. You see that blue shine that's coming through when it's dry? I love that. Okay, I want a bit more blue on there. So I've got this Lavinia Mystical Mica Infused Mist Spray called Kingfisher. I'm going to shake that up. Again, it has shine in it. But I will just put some on my mat and put some on with my brush. Okay, that's my background nearly done. I just want to come back. You still see the stenciling through it. I'm not sure you can see it with the glare you see. But I just want some to come back here at the bottom. So just come back with that frayed burlap and give that a... There we go. And that's the fun with the archival ink, because you can just go over top of water reactive inks, because this is not water reactive, so they resist each other. So what I actually want to do is I want to trim this off that it fits on the page. So that is approximately here. Yeah. What I've got here is some old book paper that I'm just going to tear. Beautiful. That's going to be on top of this. So let me just, there we go. And what I'll do with frayed burlap, which I've also used in the back, I will just edge this. There we go. It's going to go on top. While I'm at it, I might as well just edge the page, because that adds to the vintage grungy look. I gotta be careful a bit because this paper is quite thin and flimsy, but you can see I've thrown a lot of water etc. on it and it held its own. So it's a bit like paper bag feeling it's got. I like that. So that's gonna be on there. Let me reinforce the fold so we know where the middle is. So I don't go over that because then it will not close. will not fold. There we go, that helps. It's always good to make that visual. So there's that. Then I've got this word stamped out vintage. I've used these letters for that. Change my mind again. I'm gonna cut this out a bit because it's too big for to my liking. So I'm just gonna, like so, trim this out. There we go. Then I'm gonna use my thingy. I'm just gonna go around that to rough that up. That's gonna go on there. Then I've got some blue. This one or this one. I think I'm gonna take the darker blue. And I'm just gonna roll that up around my hand. Quite a lot. And I'm going to put that behind here. That's the idea. Now for the other side, I'm going to do the same, but I'm just going to build it up ever so slightly differently. Because I've got this girl stamped out, and I colored her in just using frayed burlap to give her a vintagey, grungy look. I've also got this strip, which I thought would be nice to add here. So I will just do that like so. Take a bit of here. I like that to be under here as well. This is what you do, right? You just play a bit, and now before I'm sticking anything down, I'm just building up the page a bit. I've got some of these thingies. These are from 49 in Market, metal index clips. I think they can be fun. And I've got these little thingies, tiny clips from Tim Holtz. I like those. Okay. Now I'm going to get my glue out and I'm going to start gluing things down. Because that's where it starts. So let me get everything. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to build this one up. So I'm going to put that on here. Put this one, I'm just going to grunge that up a bit as well. Under here. Just want that to peek out a bit, like so. And this is going to go and that's going to go on top of my lace. And then I'm going to get my tiny attacher and I'm going to stitch this together. So 2 there. That's that. And then I'm going to glue this on there. Then I'm going to take this one and glue that onto the page. Now what I've also got, and which I think is fun, so I'm going to put a seal here at the bottom. So I've got my wax, I've got my flame here, so I'm going to melt that. I've got one of these wax seals thingies. That is, in this case, it's got a D on it, which is the D from David. So I'm going to melt that and put that here at the bottom. Okay, this is all nicely melted, so I'm going to put that right here. And I'm going to press in my seal. There we go. That is on there. Love that. Now I'm just taking a tiny bit of wax on my finger, really a tiny bit, and I'm just gonna go over that. Love that. Look at that. I'll give you a close-up in a second. You can do this with any wax you've got. So that is this side of the page done for me. See that? Love that. So on to the next page. I've got this here. I've got this. Let me etch this one. I don't like that white paper that you can see from the side. I love how vintage she's looking. And we'll just tear a new bit off, I think. Just a smaller, not so wide bit. Okay, so now I'm just going to build up that side of the page. I'm going to do that slightly different. I want this one to be on the page. Then I'm going to put some glue behind here and some glue on the lace. Next I'm going to take my piece of paper layer that on top like so. And then I'm going to come in with my blue thread again. And what I'm doing, I'm taking my Kids glue, my Kids Choice glue. I'm just going to put some dabs of that on there. That's got a bit more consistency, so it will grab onto the thread a bit more. There we go. Put that on there, and then I will just, with what's left on my finger fairly, go around this girl and glue her down. Like so. And here is it, my first prompt done, prompt vintage, and I love how this page turned out. Look at the shine from all the sprays. I love the color combination. Yeah, I really like it. It has to dry a bit, but yeah, I love how this turned out. So that is the challenge for this year. The first prompt is done, vintage. Here is the rest of the prompts for the rest of the year. As I said, at the first of the month, one of the team members will announce the prompt for that month. So that's it for January, vintage. So again, Happy New Year, and I'd love you to join in the challenge Journal Together for 2023. I love to see all your makes. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye!